Hello and welcome to my League of Legends roundup for the final day of group stage at MSI 2022. We have Group A here. Team A's, Saigon Buffalo, T1, and Detonation Focus Me. I take notes on the games in case you didn't get up at 2 in the morning Eastern time or whenever and didn't have time to watch the games or go back through the VOD. So I give you the highlights, the play-by-play, the important things that happened. And if there was something significant, I give you a timestamp and you can go back yourself to the nearest minute and look at it yourself. Not everybody has time to want to watch Detonation Focus Me versus Team Ace. At the time, obviously, going into this, Detonation Focus Me still had a chance to move on. They would not, and we'll get to that. Saigon Buffalo and Detonation Focus Me probably play the best game of the tournament today. A true slugfest, but we will get there. So, Ace and Saigon Buffalo game one. Saigon Buffalo really took it to Ace. It was a very active early game. We had a lot of active early games today, much different than yesterday. And it's going to be interesting to see how the teams end up clashing when it comes to Rumble stage, when we had some teams that were very passive and playing for late game versus the teams out of this group that wanted to get going early. So 4 minutes, Saigon Buffalo would win a fight and bot 2-1. Then they would go bot a second time at 6 minutes, winning a fight 3-0. Shogun with a double. Shogun ends up being MVP. Played a very, very good game. The bot lane of Saigon Buffalo played a good 3 games altogether today. Actually, third game was pretty bad. But the first 2 games that mattered for them, they played very well. So Saigon take an Infernal with all that prio. They then go mid. They go in the jungle, get a kill. They dive bot again at 11 minutes. And by 11 minutes, Saigon Buffalo are running away with this 9-1, 7k gold lead. Shogun is 4-0-4. Saigon are 2 for 3 in their attempts to make a play. What I consider making a play is getting into lane to gank, dive, or roam, setting it up. If the player kind of gets it snuffed out before they get there, I don't count it. And if it's counter ganked, I don't count it. I consider that a fight. If it's an even champion situation, not an outnumbered situation. Team Ace 0 for 3, which is why I said they were very active early games. Ace tried to make things happen, but they could not get it done. So Saigon take a Cloud, so now they have an Infernal and a Cloud. Team Ace win one team fight at 14 minutes, 2-1 in top, and that was all they would win. Saigon Buffalo then get a kill mid. They go to Mountain Soul Point at 18 minutes, winning a fight 5-1. Shogun and Beanjay with doubles. They then would ace Team A's again at 20 minutes, 5-1 in the jungle. Hasmid and Beanjay with doubles. That leads to a Baron, 16k lead. They're up 21-5. Froggy is 2-1 and 13 on the Galio. Everybody is getting involved in this game for Saigon Buffalo. They end with the Baron at 23 minutes. Saigon Buffalo 4-1 in mid. Hasmid and Beanjay both with doubles. The next game, Detonation Focus Me in T1. Detonation Focus Me end up starting this game off at 4 minutes by going top lane and making the first play. So they threw the first punch. 7 minutes, T1 would respond by going top themselves to offset what Detonation Focus Me had done. And Detonation Focus Me say, fine, well, we're just going to go bot. So it's a very active first 8 minutes. There's a reset. T1 take an Ocean. DFM end up getting a 2v2 kill. And then T1 focus mid, and they focus mid hard for the next 5 minutes. At 11 minutes, they go mid. Zeus would solo kill Eevee in top, in the side lane, which is a whole nother situation. So T1 go mid at 11 minutes, 12 minutes, 13 minutes, and 14 minutes. So 4 times T1 end up going mid lane to try and make something happen and succeed. And really put Yarong in a hole that he could not dig out of. T1 take an Infernal. Eevee solo kill Zeus to offset the solo kill from earlier in the game. So top lane is very active back and forth. But when laning phase ends at 15 minutes, T1 are up 6-4, so kills are close. 2.5k gold. Faker is 3-0-2 on Zoe. Faker ends up being MVP. He played a very good game. They invested in him heavy, and he was very active when plays had to be made. Owner would solo kill Evie. Oh, by the way. So Owner solo kills Evie at 15 minutes. But when laning phase ended, T1 were 5 for 6 on their attempts to make a play. All those attempts mid. Their attempts top lane. Owner was very successful. Carrier was successful. Faker was. They were just like I'm not gonna say they're perfect because they weren't, but they were damn near perfect in making things happen in the early game. DFM were 2 for 4. 18 minutes of a skirmish in top that goes 1-1. T1 go to Cloud Soul Point. They then dive bot. That gives them prio to go try and take the Baron at 21 minutes. They succeed, winning a fight 4-1. Owner with a double. That gives them a 7.5k gold lead. They're up 13-6 now. Owner is 5-0-2 on the Graves. And then they end with that Baron 5-0 in mid. Faker and Carrier with doubles. Just Faker was dealing a ton of damage in this game. I don't want to say targeting the right targets and repeat myself like that, but his bubbles were on point. He did what he had to do. I felt that he played very, very well in this game. And it's because T1 really invested heavily in making sure he was ahead. Game 3, Saigon Buffalo and DFM. This was a very, very intense game. 62 kills. If you don't recall, a couple days ago when they played, the game ended 17-17. And at the end of today, and actually, I'll get into that at the end of this video. I was going to say something, but I'll get into it at the end of the video. So, Saigon Buffalo. They open it up by Froggy diving mid lane, killing Yaorong, ending up trading kills 1 for 1. And Saigon Buffalo get a 2v2 kill. Now, something interesting about this game that really mattered a lot. Our mid matchup was Kalista versus Vel'Koz. I doubt anybody had that on their bingo card going into this tournament. So, Kalista Vel'Koz mid, set support, which is, set support is not nowhere near as wild and out of the box as Kalista is in mid and Vel'Koz is mid, let alone them playing against each other. 4 minutes, Detonation Focus Me, win a fight in the river 3-2, Steel with a double. Steel played a great set of games today. Honest to God, he was the star for Detonation Focus Me. If I had to pick, the top jungler from Group A, I would have to say it's Steel. I would, honest to God. Steel played so well on the Wukong, you can't take that away from him. So Saigon Buffalo take a Cloud. There's a skirmish in mid that goes 1-1 at 8 minutes. Buffalo end up getting the Rift Herald at 9 minutes, winning a fight 2-0 to do so. Skirmish in top 1-1. Saigon Buffalo take the Infernal at 11 minutes. Steel gets a double on the turn in a 2-1 team fight win. So the Buffalo end up securing a Drake but get punished. And laning phase would end at 13 minutes. Saigon Buffalo up only 9-8. 2k gold. Taki is 3-1-3. Steel is 6-1-2. So Taki ends up being MVP. His set was on point. He made things happen. He was the facilitator. Even into the late game, he may not have been getting kills, but he was getting onto the right targets and ulting them and doing what he had to do. He played a great game. He really did. Without Taki's flanks, Detonation Focus Me actually do close this game out, in my opinion. So, 14 minutes, Buffalo win a fight in bot 3-1. Shogun with a double. There's a reset, and Detonation Focus Me takes a Hex Tech. Then DFM respond. They win a fight in the jungle at 18 minutes, 5-3. Steel with a triple. Hosmid with a double. Hosmid played great today. An unsung hero for Saigon Buffalo on the Gwen. He played a great Gwen game in this one and also played decent against T1 later on today. Detonation Focus Me go bot, and then at 20 minutes it's tied 15-15 in kills. Saigon Buffalo have a slight 3k gold lead. Bean J is 4-4-5. Steel is 9-2-4. So the junglers have the highest KP for their teams, making things happen. Nothing's happening without the Diana and the Wukong. 21 minutes, DFM take a Baron after getting a pick. They win a fight afterwards 3-0 to close the gold gap. 23 minutes, during the Baron, DFM take a Hextech Drake. Saigon Buffalo had gotten a kill. DFM take the Hextech Drake and then get a kill of their own, so it ends up being 1-1 in the end. Yaorong gets a double kill at 24 minutes, and when the Baron subsides, DFM have a slight gold lead. They're up 22-17 in kills, and Steel now has 12 kills. He's 12-2-6. The Wukong is just cruising. There's a couple picks. DFM get a kill in bot. There's a skirmish in top. They get Hex Tech again to go to Hex Tech Soul Point uncontested. So things are just going in the favor of Detonation Focus Me. 30 minutes, they secure their second Baron, winning a fight 3-2. Hosmid had both kills for Saigon Buffalo in the losing fight. And now DFM are up 4K gold. It's at 30 minutes, so really it's not, it's not much to write home about, but it is something. During the Baron, the Buffalo are able to eliminate the Baron power play, winning a fight 5-3 in top. Shogun with a triple, Bean J with a double. That allows them to go take a Hextech of their own to go to Hextech Soul Point themselves because they had stacked the Cloud and Infernal in the early game. 35 minutes. The Baron is over. Everything is even on the Rift. DFM are up 30-25. Steel has half their kills. He's 15-3-9. Just absolutely great game out of him. I can't emphasize that enough. And Shogun is 7-5-10. He's come online on the Kesa, and he ends up ending the game 36 minutes when they win a fight 5-2 in the jungle. Shogun with a triple, Taki with the double. The bot lane once again carrying them through a fight. Once again, DFM lose a game where they had more kills than their opponent or equal to that. A lot of close losses by Detonation Focus Me. Both are the biggest games of the group against Saigon Buffalo. In my opinion, both teams are very evenly matched. I don't feel bad at all about thinking DFM could have moved on versus Saigon Buffalo because these games were super close. They were not blowouts. There was no smashing going on. This was a really, I wish there were more games between these two teams. How would a 5-game series between them look with all their champion selections and things like that? I think it would be a real interesting series. Comment down below if you wish that there were more games between these two teams. Or comment down below what you think Detonation Focus Me should have done to secure a win. So during the laning phase, which I didn't go over, both teams were 0 for 1. They didn't attempt a lot of plays in the early game, actually, when it came to ganks and things that resulted in even a real, going for it attempt. And DFM are 0 for 2 on the power play. So T1 and Ace, at this point now, the last 3 games were glorified scrims. We knew now that Saigon Buffalo were moving on, T1 were moving on. So it's T1 versus Ace. Ace actually would start this game off by diving top lane at 3 minutes, 2-0. Faker then a minute later would solo kill alone. 5 minutes, T1 would go bot, Ace would go top again. T1 would then get a kill in mid, and T1 started rolling after that. At 8 minutes, they go top, then they go mid. Ace take a mountain, and T1 go top again. So Owner is all over the place. Carrier is all over the place. Carrier ends up being MVP on the Pike. His Pike is really nasty. So is Targamas's. I can't wait to see Pike be high prio between those two teams, G2 and T1. It's going to be crazy. Hopefully we get a 5-game series between them both when they move on, if they move on from the Rumble stage. It'd be something. As a support main, I really appreciate a weird pick, well, not a weird pick even, but like a fringe pick like Pike becoming something, this is influencing the game in a big way. The support role is influencing these games in a big way if you have a Pike versus just a Nautilus or a Leona, a handshake matchup, if you will. So 12 minutes, T1 get a pick. Zeus solo kills Lonely. Then at 13 minutes, we have a couple things happen. There's a trade of kills in the bot 2v2. T1 then get a kill in the jungle, and that ends laning phase 10-4 for T1. They're up 9k gold. It's 10-4, but they're up 9k gold at 14 minutes. Carrier is 3-0-3. Gumiyushi solo kills alone. They would then trade that kill off. 15 minutes, T1 get a couple kills in bot. Carrier with both. That allows them to take an Infernal. Dimitri solo kills Carrier himself at 17 minutes. I have to say, Dimitri is by far Ace's best player, which we'll get to on my next board. He is their best player, without a doubt. His Lee Sin, there were moments in this game where it was like he is about to 1v2 T1. And a Latin American sport is about to 2v1 T1. 1v2 T1. It just, his Lee Sin was so good. And it's a shame that his team around him stinks. Sorry, Team Ace fans, but this team stunk. But he himself, very good. Um, T1 then get a couple kills at 20 minutes, go up 16k gold without a Baron. Like I said yesterday, when we see a gold lead like that, that's pretty damn crazy. The blowouts in this group stage are absolutely mind-boggling. 22 minutes, T1 end up taking the Baron, win a fight 3-0. They're up 18k gold. They end off of that fight. During laning phase, T1 were 4 for 4 on their attempts to make a play, 100% success rate. A's were 2 for 3, so they also did very well. You know, despite being down 9k gold early, they were really successful in the attempts that they did make to go top lane and you know, do what they had to do. But like I said, Carry ends up being MVP. They're 1 for 1 on the power play. You know, these games are glorified show matches and scrims. But you know, A's still wanted to win, and we're gonna get into that on the next board. Okay, now for the next board, DFM and A's. A's trying to go for a win. They would end up succeeding and winning their first game as an organization at a world, you know, an international event, because it is their first year in Latin America. DFM end up going down to 1-5. Like I said, I think honestly, I mean, this game to them meant nothing. So, I mean, I'm not going to put a lot of salt in it when it comes, you know, a lot of weight into it when it comes to, you know, their results versus what I thought they would do. But if you look at this score, it follows a trend. DFM had more kills than Team Ace. And kills aren't the end-all be-all, but it's a good idea of who were more active making things happen. And once again, they lose. In the end game, they struggled to get past that little hump. You think about it. If they can, I mean, if they win the 3 games that they should have won, they are moving on at 4-2. 4-2. It's a shame. So 7 minutes, Ace would start this off by diving top. DFM would dive bot pretty much simultaneously. 9 minutes, DFM would go to the river, get a couple kills. That leads to an ocean, and then they would go bot lane and end laning phase at 13 minutes. Up only 4-1, so it was a short laning phase. When it came, I mean, not a lot happened in the laning phase. 3.5k gold lead. Steel is 2-0-2. Once again, Steel is making things happen on the Wukong. They are 2 for 2 on their attempts to make a play. Team Ace 1 for 3. There's a skirmish in top at 14 minutes. It goes 1-1. Ace take a cloud. DFM win the first significant team fight at 18 minutes, 5-1 in mid. Utapon with a double on Senna. So Senna TK bot for Detonation Focus Me in this one. Ace then get a couple kills in the jungle. 20 minutes, DFM are up 10-5, 6k gold. Gold lead is almost doubled in 7 minutes. Steel is 3-1-6. Excuse me. 9 out of 10 kill participation. Nothing's happening without the Wukong. DFM then go bot. They win a fight mid 3-1. Utapon with another double. Leads to a mountain. 22 minutes, very significant moment. Team Ace steal the Baron, well, sneak the Baron underneath the noses of DFM. That cuts the gold deficit to 7k, and that would flip the script, and Ace would start coming back. So they don't do a lot with the Baron in terms of making kills happen, but they start crawling back into this game. There's a pick at 24 minutes. DFM take another mountain. And then DFM get a double kill in mid at 27 minutes, steal with both. And then Ace would respond 2 minutes later in mid 4-1, 5kid with 2 kills of his own, which led to their second Baron, a 3.5k lead. So now, between 24 and 30 minutes, Ace have cut the gold deficit in half. They have a second Baron. They go to Mountain Soul Point themselves because they had taken Drake's early on. Did they? I mean, I feel like I screwed up somewhere. I screwed up somewhere in my Drake counting in this one. 32 minutes, DFM are up 17-11 after this second Baron's over. They're up 3k gold. Dimitri is 3-3-7 on the Graves. Dimitri, 10 out of 11 kill participation. He was making things happen for Team Ace. Like I said, Dimitri is what this team is right now. People did compare him to Jose Dioto, and I'm interested to see how he does at Worlds, if they can make it to Worlds. And he's playing more teams that are closer to, his level in groups. I want to see if, when push comes to shove, if he is, because getting dumpstered against T1 is something that could happen to anybody. But how does he do when, he's playing teams at his level? Steele 5-3-11. Once again, like I said, Steele played a great 3 games today. You can't take anything away from him. He left it all out on the Rift at this MSI. Ace get a couple kills in mid again. 5 kid with a double. That gives them their 3rd Baron of the game. Now gold is tied, and they end with the Baron 3-2 in mid. Final score 16-19. But Team Ace come out victorious. They're 1-for-3 on the power play. Dimitri ends up being MVP. I mean, I give them a lot of credit. They wanted to get a win. They did, and now they can say to themselves, we didn't get 0-6, we didn't get blown out, we didn't give up. It was good for them. Saigon Buffalo and T1 finished this off. The same teams that started, pair of teams that started MSI end it, the group stage at least. T1 blow them out 17-5, as you see here. 5 minutes, T1 get a pick to start it off. Carrier had Rumble support, by the way. Just a weird pick today. T1 then go bot, get a couple kills at 6 minutes. There's a fight in top at 8 minutes, goes 1-1. T1 then get 2 kills in mid at 12 minutes. Saigon Buffalo get a pick at 13 minutes. T1 then go bot themselves. Zayas outplays a gank at 14 minutes on the Jacks. 1v2, he kills both Hasmid and Beanjay. That would end laning phase. T1 up 9-2, 6k gold. Owner 3-1-2. Owner ends up being MVP. Things were happening because of Owner and Carrier. He got them ahead. Getting the kills, doing what he had to do. On the Wukong, Wukong is now first pick priority. You see teams banning it if they don't want to play it because they don't want to play against it. Let alone if they can't play it themselves, they don't want to play against it. T1 take a cloud. They then get a kill mid at 18 minutes. They win a fight 3-2 in mid. Hasmid once again with both kills for Saigon Buffalo. It seems like a lot of these fights, Hasmid on the Gwen was the only one actually finishing anything off for Buffalo. 21 minutes, the game would end. Saigon Buffalo tried to sneak a Baron. T1 snuffed it out, got to the pit, won the fight, won the Baron. Zayas with a double in the fight to secure the Baron and steal it back after it was trying to be snuck. And then they would just end. Final score, like I said, 17-5. Laning phase, T1 3-for-5 on their attempts to make a play. Once again, all over the damn Rift, making things happen in all 3 of their games today. Saigon Buffalo 0-for-1. T1 are 1-for-1 on the power play. So that ends group stage. So Rumble stage starts Friday. So the next 4 days, what kind of videos am I going to be doing? Well, tomorrow I'm doing news and notes. Right now, all I have really to talk about is Cloud9. I may find other things, but as of right now, it's pretty much about Cloud9. Tuesday, I intend on going over the teams that didn't move on, just giving a vibe for how I feel about them right now. Going into this tournament, like I said, I did not watch any of the smaller regions play. Now I've seen them play to a degree, so I'm just going to give my opinion about what I saw out of Ace, DFM, Red, Istanbul, and Order. What else am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do predictions, of course. I got to do predictions for how I think Rumble stage is going to go. And then the 4th video, I'm still undecided what I'm going to do. I don't know. I want to kind of do something different this coming summer. So I might kind of, give a little sneak peek at what that might be Thursday. If I can finish my stats enough to kind of, do what I want to do. Because I want to do something to incorporate the smaller regions some way into my channel. Obviously, I do intend on making a few videos about CB LOL specifically. Not to show bias, but right now my channel is majority Brazil folks. So, straight up, I think I have to do a little bit more research about the Brazilian teams right now. Obviously, I'm Pain. I saw something interesting about Loud. I think it's they were Loud. I think it's LLL. I want to look into them a little bit because there's something interesting I saw and I want to look into it more. So I might do something about that. I don't know yet. That's on the table. Whether it's this week or next week, because there are going to be days where I need to come up with videos for the channel. So subscribe to the channel if you like ideas like that. If you have any suggestions of videos you might want to see. I don't do reaction videos and things like that because the editing process would be out of this damn world. And I'm not going to lie, I'm no videographer. Just using YouTube editor. That's why my processes take so long. So like the video if you like it. Comment down below if you have any opinions of your own on how Group A went. What do you think about Rumble stage as of this moment? Subscribe to the channel, and I hope you come back for more content.